Hey, everybody, welcome into Domesticated Gamblers. Three dads with our favorite picks of the day. You can find us every weekday here on YouTube. It is January 26th, 2023. I'm Eric. There's Shawn.
What time is it? It's Tito time, baby. Oh, yeah. Sorry for interrupting, Eric, but it is Tito time today. Got a lot to get to, so go ahead when you're open, baby.
You remind me of Dick Vitale right there. I've seen clips of him where he's just like standing in front of the camera doing nothing, and all of a sudden the camera goes on. It's going to be that kind of day for Tito. So if you missed it, we're going to recap that real quick because Tito had a night last night. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. Also, post a comment on our videos. You can interact with us there. And hit that notification bell as well so you can get our videos as soon as we drop them. You can also find us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. That's where I recap all our plays, track our records. A lot of action to track there last night. Had a lot of green check marks next to a certain person on the show. And the show is now available as of today on SoundCloud. Just go to soundcloud.com/domesticated gamblers. All right, let's get right into it from last night. Tito, let me set the stage here for you, buddy. I scolded you on Tuesday that we were on a show called Domesticated Gamblers, and you've barely been putting out any picks. So you said, all right, you want picks? I got picks for you. So you started last night at 2-4, down $320. You put out two plays on your own. You had a 2-star play on Xavier on the spread and 3 stars on Xavier on the money line. You nailed both of them despite that misguided unit sizing there. But huge tip of the cap. Monster wins. Great night already. But you were not done. You wanted more action. So you go heads up against me and Shawn on 3 plays. Shawn was on the Bonnies. You go on the other side and take Fordham on the money line plus 150 cash. Then you say, let's come after Eric too. So you take CBJ Edmonton under 6.5 at plus 110 cash. And you finish it off in the nightcap, Chicago State, Stanford over 134.5, another cash. Tito, you sweep the board. You go 5-0. You win $1,580 on the night. I actually looked this up. A 5-game parlay on that would have paid 60-1. And I also looked up, that's the same odds that the Pittsburgh Pirates have to win the NL Central. So that's essentially what happened last night. So Tito, it is your time, brother. Your reaction to last night.
Everyone knows, and everyone knows what Tito's talking about. I deliver these hot, steamy takes. I give everyone what they want. Eric wanted some picks. You know what I do? A certain local radio host goes on to his show all the time and says, what does he say? I make picks, you make money. That's exactly what Tito does. And we're not just talking about one sport. The super sharpie Shawn. Oh, I'm an NFL star. I can do this. Eric, oh, I'm a soccer guy. I'll give you all the soccer plays. Look at what Tito did last night. College basketball, baby. NHL, baby. Look at all these things. I'm spreading my wings. I'm flying. I'm feeling awesome, baby. What a night. I got some more hot action for you today, baby. I'll have some more hot, steamy plays for you tomorrow. The best has only yet to come. This weekend, my WWE plays, they're all going to hit. Tito's a lock, baby. It's awesome, baby. What a night. These guys, these guys were making excuses. Eric's still making excuses about what I did, what I didn't do. 2-star play, 3-star play. Who really cares about what I'm doing here? I know what I'm doing. The Yukon Huskies, Danny Hurley, he didn't have his team ready. They were down like 15 at the halftime. They were down 18 going into the second half, early in the second half. If it wasn't for some zebra, for some home cooking, we'll get to that a little bit later on the night. I got a zebra I'm going to hold accountable tomorrow. But guess what? Home cooking. It was lucky that UConn was playing at home because they had some home cooking, had some very, very questionable fouls. But what did Sean Miller and the Musketeers do? They didn't care. They hit those free throws later on in the night. And Chicago State, that under was looking pretty good in the second half. There was a lot of action going on through the under. But what did Chicago State do? What did the Cardinals do? They hit those free throws late in the game. And that's what you got to do. You got to hit your free throws in March. You got to hit your free throws in conference and non-conference matchups, baby. And so guess what? Tito's going to have some hot, steamy action for you later today when it comes to the CYC. I'll have some hot, steamy action for you tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait for my WWE plays to hit. And when I talk about spending 15,000 and going down and winning $300 more, oh, it's going to be great. And everyone's going to be throwing more hosannas at Tito's feet. You're lucky that I didn't have my kids here. They were wanting to. They saw the night that Tito had last night. They were gonna carry me in on my throne, and they were gonna deliver me to you boys. But they're still at school. We'll do that for another day. But back to you, Eric. What a night it was.
Shawn, you take it.
So here's the difference between someone who really gambles and someone who doesn't gamble. When I think I was 7-0. I was talking about eating humble pie, being even keel. Um, you know, here's what I like to see in a gambler. When you're gambling and you're putting real money on the line and things get tough and you get tight, how do you respond back? That's what gambling's all about. How do you respond back? Because you're going to have weeks where you do have a run like Tito, but you're also going to have weeks where you lose 1 out of 8, 1 out of 10. You're just going to lose. And how do you respond back? Clearly this guy likes to gloat, talk a big talk. He didn't hold himself accountable about his guaranteed New York Giants going to the Super Bowl. He didn't hold himself accountable about the Buffalo Bills guaranteed win. I'm glad for him. I'm glad that he's getting excited. Maybe he will start putting a little bit of his hard-earned money on these great picks of his. So I'm excited for him, though. The more wins we have, the more viewers we're going to get. I would like to bring up one point, and this is for all viewers. And this is something for you guys. This is a serious point. We are talking to the public, and we are giving advice on money to bet. So bet responsible, for real. We're throwing about, we are talking to the public, and we all need to realize that. So, if you make $50,000 a year and you want to have a bankroll of 500, 1%, do that. Let's not put money out that we can't, feed our families with. For real, let's bet responsible. I've known people who've gotten big trouble gambling. So let's please be responsible.
No, I think it's a great point because Tito, like what you experienced last night, that right there, no joke, is how people get hooked on gambling. I mean, I know you weren't betting real money. Again, we are very upfront about that. But if you were, that's how it happens. You have this huge night. You think you got it all figured out after that, and then you end up giving it all back on some stupid bet a week or two later. And that might even happen to you this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. So Shawn, I think that's a great sentiment. We use $100 as our unit on the show for easy math. But like I've mentioned before, we don't unit size shame on this show. I say that jokingly, but also seriously. Like some people, they lose $5. Tito, you said you lose $5 at the casino and it wrecks you. Like we can't. That's okay. That's who you are. But some people can be betting 500 a game, and if they lose, it's no big deal. So you just got to find kind of what works for you. But Tito, like we said at the beginning, this is going to be a fascinating case study of seeing a brand new gambler ride the waves. And right now, man, you were just like riding as high as you possibly could.
I'm going to stop gloating for a minute. Kudos to you, Shawn. In all sincerity, what a great message. Sincerely, no joking, no. We laugh, we have fun, all that stuff. That's good. That's all content. What a great message. Sincerely, that's well put, well taken. When these plays were hitting last night, I couldn't believe it. I'll be 100% transparent at this point. I'll be vulnerable. Yeah, I can't bet. I don't want to bet. The reaction I was getting last night, and being able to post videos, being able to gloat, being able to kind of give you guys a hard time, that's my betting right there, right? That's me.
That was fun as hell. I just
Yeah.
Today at work I was thinking about it, and I thought, we are talking to the public. So we need to make sure that, maybe each episode we're talking about gambling responsible, not going over your limits. And the best way to do it, like Eric says, start with a bankroll. I know when I finally got into the idea of starting with a bankroll, it was $1,000. I said, okay, this $1,000, if I lose it, it's not going to affect my life. And what I did was I started making $50 plays. And I just built my bankroll up. And it took me 3, 4, 5 years until then I have a bankroll where I can bet 300 on a game. So everyone's different. You might have $50 and you start with betting $2, whatever that is, but don't spend your money. That's gonna, if you have family or you're gonna go into debt, do not do it. Call 1-800-bets off. A lot of people have problems with this.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about this next week. So we have this, after Sunday, the AFC and NFC title game, you have this 2-week period of really not much going on, especially that first week, where there's nothing going on. There's no Super Bowl for another couple weeks. So next week, one of the things we're going to talk about on one of the shows is the 10 commandments of gambling. And I think, Shawn, what you're talking about right there is certainly going to be on that list and probably near the top of the list. Because Shawn, we've talked about like anyone who gambles and said, "Oh, I've crushed it from day one," complete liar, right?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. I've lost. It took me a long time. I've rode those waves Tito's riding, and you're high and you're feeling good, and you crash. You gotta. What are you made of when you're crashing? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's right. Well, after that big hot streak last night for Tito, again, it would have been a 60-1 parlay. You were
Well,
saying,
and to that point, let's get a little bit fun again. Here, look, you talk about how riding this wave, how I'm gloating. You're right. This is how I responded to a rough weekend. My plays, my guarantees didn't hit. What do, baby? I come right back at you, boys. I come right back. 8-star plays, 38-star plays. So here I am, baby. I know what I'm talking about. Tito knows what he's talking about. Come ride the Tito train with me, baby. Get on my back. I'm carrying us. I'm carrying the show. I'm going to be getting that sandwich from Joya's, Gia's, whatever you want to call it, baby. I can't wait to put more hot, steamy toilet takes for you daddies. Woo!
Yeah, I'm ready to bring it back up a notch. I just wanted to talk to the public about that. And you know what, Tito? You're right. You did show us what you're made of. You were down, and you're coming back with a vengeance, baby. Here you come.
Yep, Tito now in first place on the show. He's 7-4 and up $1,260. So congrats, Tito, again. I don't know if we'll ever see another night like that. Shawn, you dropped the 2-star play on the Bonnies money line going heads up against Tito. You did go 5-3 on your other 8 plays. So like not a terrible night, all things considered. You did lose $180 on the day. You're now 14-11. You're still up a very healthy $350. So, Shawn, your reaction to your night last night?
Just a typical gambling night. If I hit my 2-star play, it's a big night. I didn't hit it. It's no big deal.
Yep, and it's the grind. There's days like this. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and it's just trying to avoid. That we talk about the chase, and that's something I'm going to be faced right now with because I've had a real bad day last night. I think I'm buying Joy's next week, unless we have some huge turnaround here this weekend. I took an over yesterday, lost my soccer play on the Leverkusen over, lost both my games heads up against Tito, including that 3-star play on the CBJ Edmonton over. So, I got to reassess a little bit here. I'm 7-11. I'm down $741. But Shawn, to your point, like if this was me a few years ago, I'd be chasing tonight with another 3-star play. How can I get maybe 2 3-star plays? How can I get back? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chase. I'm probably going to lose this month. I'm just going to take my lumps and stick to the process. I think that's what we're talking about here. We have a lot of fun, but like this is a for real thing. It could really F up your life. So you have to make sure you are controlling your gambling and your gambling's not controlling you. Anything else to add from either of you guys before we move on to the AFC title game?
Eric, it's time to fade Godson Ty. Whatever he wants to get, whatever lines he wants to start feeding you, it's time to start fading him. Why don't you talk to Tito? Why don't you come find out what he's playing? I'll give you the straight shot. I told you there was going to be a regression last night. Edmonton didn't even beat Columbus. I mean, what an embarrassment. What a fraud that was. It was in Edmonton, too. They lost in overtime. It was terrible. I mean, what is McDavid thinking?
Yes, they were minus 400. So some people lost their ass last night. Like, no doubt about it. Going heavy on Oilers' money line.
Bye-bye, Godson Ty. Bye-bye. See you later.
I will defend him because, like, I identified that play as
a 2-star. Godson is his name. You got to defend him to a degree.
Yeah, well, that's true. But yeah, I upgraded from 2 stars to 3 because of Godson Ty. But I'm going to just slow my roll a little bit tonight. I got a couple plays to share at the end of the show. But like I said, Shawn, we do not chase. It's on the list of commandments that we'll talk about next week. All right, we did the NFC Championship game yesterday. Going to do the AFC today. Then tomorrow we're going to give out the rest of our plays. We're also going to be joined tomorrow by the South City Zebra. He and Tito are going to argue about CYC grade school boys basketball. It's going to be awesome. So just make sure you check us out tomorrow. Okay, guys, 5:30 Central Time on Sunday. Bengals at Chiefs. I just looked. The Chiefs are now favored again after some good reports on Mahomes. It's KC -1 at most books. The total ranges from 47 to 48, depending on your book. I looked at the public betting numbers according to Action Network. 69% of the bets and 56% of the money are on the Bengals. And a little interesting here on the total, Shawn, 69% of the bets are on the over, but 59% of the money is on the under. So, looks like there's some professional money on the under. Bengals have beaten the Chiefs 3 straight times over the last 2 seasons, all 3 games decided by 3 points. The total points scored in those 3 games were 65, 51, and 51. So the game this year was 27-24. So Shawn, get us started. Where are you at on this one as we start? Unless you want to defer to Tito. It's like the coin toss. Would you like to receive or defer?
Fun fact, the Bengals do not defer the coin flip.
Interesting.
They always accept. Tito can have it.
All right. Tito, what you got on this game?
I mean, I go 8-0 last night. I get no love. I call Shawn out yesterday. He gets his feelings a little hurt, and then he defers to me. Now I have to come in for the sloppy seconds. I should have been gone to first. This is Tito time, baby. What are we talking about? I love the fact that all these positive reports are coming out for this fraud Mahomes. He wasn't even really hurt. He's going to come out on Sunday. Oh, my ankle. Oh, I don't really feel good. Oh, it's going to be poor me. I started seeing some TikTok videos from his brother and his wife last night. Made me almost gag. Thankfully, I went 8-0 or whatever it was and made my night a little bit smoother. This is a pure lock. If I could bet it, if I had line on the, if I had space on the tracker, I would be giving it a 3-star play for Burrow. We're going into Burrowhead. We're going to shock the
Lose him again.
Second year in a
mute
row.
again. All right. We're gonna move on. Tito. All right, we're gonna move on to Shawn. All right, something's wrong with the Zoom. Now I'm hearing him talking, and I see a sign. This is like a bad Asian movie right now. All right, I think we get the picture, Tito. You don't like Mahomes, Shawn. Where are you at, buddy?
You didn't upset me, by the way. I'm cool and calm. I don't get upset. You did say, "Oh, you don't have to respond to every comment I make," but I'm having all fun on this show. Well, we saw a video of Mahomes. He looked pretty good. Boys. He was running around. And fun fact, the last time Mahomes had a high ankle sprain, he had to stay in the pocket. The next game, he threw for over 400 yards. So the Bengals are going to play most likely cover 2, soft shell zone. They're going to force Kansas City to run the ball and Mahomes to keep checking it down. That's how you beat Kansas City. You frustrate Mahomes. You make him sit back in the pocket and slowly go through his progressions. But as a Packer fan, I've watched old Aaron Rodgers have the same kind of injuries. And sometimes when this talented of a quarterback has to stay into the game plan, it can work. So I saw a video today of him running around. Then he got up and down the podium, and they said that was a big deal. Well, the news said that was a big deal that he could put that weight on that leg getting up and down the podium. That's NFL talk. But I'm interested to see where this line ends up shaking out on Friday.
Yeah, I know for me on the side, I knew like anything on Mahomes this week, anytime there's a camera on him, it's going to be like the Zapruder film. Like everyone's going to be analyzing every single thing. I don't think we're really going to know his situation until he steps out there on Sunday and on the first drive. I really don't. So for me, I think the move for this game is to live bet it and early on. Like you see how Mahomes looks in that first series. By then, the line probably hasn't moved that much. And I think it's really simple for me. If he's moving around well, you take the Chiefs because there's value right now at just -1. If he's not, you take the Bengals because KC won't be able to keep up with Burrow. I mean, if Mahomes had a normal game against the Jags and didn't get hurt, this line is probably Chiefs -5. I mean, the Bills were favored by 5.5 over the Bengals. I would imagine Vegas rates the Bills and the Chiefs about the same. So that means you can shake your head all you want, Tito, but like the facts are like the line would have been about the same if Mahomes is healthy. So if I'm watching the first drive on Sunday and Mahomes is moving around well, I feel obligated to live bet the Chiefs because the line as it is just so far off from what it would be if he's healthy. But like I said, if he's limping around like last week, it's going to be a struggle the whole time. And then you got to take the Bengals at that point. Tito, your retort.
I mean, he always limps. You're gonna see him limping around anyway. Even if he's not, he's always limping. When he gets up, when he slides, he's limping. So I mean, you can't really take that into account. Joe Burrow. I mean, they went into Buffalo. Vegas knows they went into Buffalo. That was a terrible line. And so Vegas does learn that Bengals are going to go into Arrowhead. They're going to look at past performance. It wouldn't have been 5.
What do you think it would have been if Mahomes was just healthy, normal game? Do you think 3 or what? What do you think it would be?
I think 3.
The Chiefs would have been favored, but I think it would have been less than a field goal. Burrow he's going into Burrowhead. He's going to win. I don't see any other path, any other way. It's not like there hasn't been this huge adjustment to Burrow. He's too good.
Here's the thing you got to look forward to, or you got to look at tomorrow. Offensive line for the Bengals. Are they going to get any of their starters back? It wasn't a big deal against Buffalo. If you break down that game and you watch, Buffalo wasn't getting any pressure. This is a different defensive line with Kansas City. They do get pressure up the middle. They can make life uncomfortable for Burrow. So I'm very interested to see the injury report tomorrow and who's going to be playing this game. It's going to be. It's going to be
on the 4 pillars. They're not going to be able to get the Burrow. They're not going to be able to get the Burrow either. I would love to see a prop bet on number of sacks that Kansas City has, and I would take the under on the number of sacks Kansas City.
But also, Burrow gets rid of the ball so fast, so he eliminates the pass rush. That's something we've seen Brady do for years. Burrow, though, he was sacked a lot last year. I think in the Super Bowl he was sacked 7 times, and they lost by 3. So Burrow being sacked doesn't really affect him. I mean, we've seen it last year on that run he made. He was sacked 9 times in one game, 7 times in one game in the playoffs. This guy just continues to compete.
Yeah, so you're still very much undecided, it sounds like, Shawn, on this game. It's dependent on the injury report tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tito, you talk a lot about Mahomes, but we haven't heard a ton of talk about the Bengals from you. Or do you have a lean on this game yet, or are you up in the air too?
Yeah, I freaking love the Bengals. Joe Burrow I'm a believer in Joe Burrow. My son Ben absolutely loves Joe Burrow, calls him Burrow Swag, loves Jamar Chase. I'm on his train. I'm on the Bengals train. I don't really care anymore about the Zach Taylor guy. I think he's a fraud of a coach, but Joe Burrow is great. He's going to lead this team to victory. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. He's going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be a classic. Burrow versus Hurts, Super Bowl. Mark it down now. 18 million star play from Tito.
18 million. Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with my strategy of just live betting this, and I'm going to be on it early. I mean, my finger's going to be ready on that button. You'll probably be able to tell maybe the first time Mahomes gets pressured, I think you'll really know. On the total, I think if Mahomes looks good again on that first drive, you don't just live bet the Chiefs, live bet the over too. Because like I said, these last 3 games with these teams have been 65, 51, and 51. Right now you can get it at 47. I don't think you mess with the under. I think the current total is assuming Mahomes is not going to be moving around very well. And if he does indeed look hurt on Sunday on that first drive, I think that's already baked in. So I'm not sure you're getting much value on live betting the under. So, for the purpose of the show, I feel bad because I'm not going to be making a pick on this game on the side or the total either today or probably tomorrow too. But to me, I just think that's the right way to go about it. Shawn, anything on the total?
I probably will make a play on both games. Probably 1-star plays. I don't mind picking the game. I'm going to wait till tomorrow until the injury reports come out.
Yeah. Tito, what are you thinking on the total?
Over. Under on the NFC, over on the AFC.
I like that under in that NFC a lot.
I do. Yeah, I already bet that yesterday. I had a 1-star play. I agree, Tito. Like, this total's at 47. If Mahomes looks right, it's going over. I mean, they've shown that the last 3 games, they've all been great games, 3-point games. They've all gone over. These are 2 of the guys in the NFL. They're going to ball out. I just don't see how you could take the under at this point. All right. Anything else?
Let me check one thing. I heard some chatter about the weather.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You let them keep checking, Eric. Go ahead. Let's keep moving on here.
They are playing Sunday night at 5:30
Correct.
So the temp is going to be about 20 degrees. So that could play into the under. Cold weather.
That's true. That's true. I just think, what do you think the total would be, Shawn, if Mahomes, again, normal game, was healthy, and they're coming full strength, Chiefs and Bengals on Sunday?
53.
Yeah, I was thinking like low 50s, somewhere between 51 and 53.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right. All right. Does anyone want to put out any
So,
official plays on this game?
Tito's, listened to us a couple, we've been on here 7 days. Now he's starting to get a little sharper. See, he's seeing that overplay as a sharp play. I love it. I love it.
There ain't no way that one of these games is going over. I mean, after what happened last weekend with all the unders covering, ain't no way that one of these games is not going over. And the public's going to be going all on the unders. Oh, look at what happened last week. Oh, we're going to go under. No.
Mahomes is hurt.
Listen to Tito. It's Tito time. Over AFC,
Can you hear
under
him, Shawn?
NFC.
Huh?
I can't hear Tito right now.
Couldn't hear me? Still can't hear me?
I hear you.
All right, there must be something going on with my computer. I'm just going to start. Now I
Eric's-
can't. I'm going to start talking. Let's get to the picks. Tito,
Eric's lagging
again.
a little bit. His computer's lagging a little bit.
It is lagging. Okay. Internet looks great.
It's
so,
those bets. It's those bets. Go ahead, Eric.
Nothing
sorry.
is firing on all cylinders right now for me. Okay. My apologies, guys, for the technical difficulties. Doing the best we can. All right, Tito, you're 7-4. You're plus $1,260 after that just insane night last night. You have 6 plays pending. Eagles win the coin toss. What's that?
We don't need to talk about them all. Let's forget about the WWE talk. I still got to handicap some 8th grade basketball games for tomorrow night so that the South City Zebra can have his retort tomorrow. We don't need to recap all my plays for WWE.
Okay. I do want to talk about the WWE, though, and this is a point of seriousness, too, for me, and kind of joking, but kind of serious. So you have 2 of your plays, Tito. You have, let's see, Bray Wyatt to win his match at minus 1,000 on Saturday night at the Rumble. You put that as a 3-star play, so you're betting 3,000 to win 300. Then you have Roman Reigns to win his match at minus 5,000, where you're betting $15,000 to win $300. Okay, first of all, like we talked about yesterday, there is no way on God's green earth that you can get 15 grand down in any book on a WWE event. There's just no way. But like I said, for the sake of the show, we're going to let you do it. But I do want to talk about this because, and this is the serious part, there are sporting events out there where something is priced at minus 5,000 and you can bet 15 grand or more on it. And some people do it. And like, trust me, as a rookie sports bettor, I remember like seeing things priced at 5,000, minus 5,000 or whatever. And you think, oh my God, this is a guaranteed win. I just need to put my life savings on it. I can make several $1,000s or whatever in one night. Now, I never did that obviously, but it's certainly normal to have those thoughts. But like for real, I want you or anyone else out there that thinks this is a good idea. Just think about it this way. Like if you're risking 15 grand to make $300, if you do the math, that is a 2% return on your investment. Like I can drive down the street right now to my credit union, open up a CD and make a 3.5% return guaranteed. So yeah, Tito, go ahead, interject.
But that's on a legitimate sporting event. This is not a legitimate sporting event. This is a predetermined wrestling outcome. This is different. So we shouldn't be condoning this, but this is not this. There's no like, oh, well, Roman Reigns could theoretically, the script could say that he's going to lose. He's not going to lose. That's why it is -5. That's why it is minus 5,000. Because if it wasn't that high, everyone would be betting it. That's why Vegas puts it at this. Or that's why these books put it at this level. Is because there's no chance he's not going to win. This is a predetermined outcome. So
you're saying there's a 100% chance that Roman Reigns is winning this match?
Yes. Not it's a foregone conclusion. There's no chance it doesn't happen. Not a chance.
What if I told you the year the Undertaker got beat by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to break his streak? Was he like 19-1 or 29-0 or something? I don't even know what it was. I looked it up yesterday. The odds on the Undertaker peaked at minus 5,000. Does that sound familiar? It's the exact same odds on Roman Reigns here. I would imagine some people out there really lost their ass on betting the Undertaker. So this is my point. Yes, it is a predetermined outcome, but Undertaker was minus 5,000. So this is a 99.99% sure thing. You still do not bet it because there is that small chance it loses. And like I said, you'd be better off just putting your money in a CD account or something where you get
True.
3.5% instead of 2%, right?
True.
Shawn, who do you side with on this?
Well, T-Pain called out Tito, saying he's in La La Land, betting 15,000. So that was a pretty funny comment. I would never risk this kind of money to win 300 ever. There's just no way. It's not worth that much risk. I do think maybe going forward in the show on the money lines, we cap it.
Yeah.
Nothing over $1,000 minus
This is another lesson, Tito. Like, you should not do this in real life. Like, for real. Like, think a 2% return on your money. Maybe you just want like the satisfaction. I'm like, oh, I want to bet. I won my $300 or whatever. It is so irresponsible to do this in real life. I am dead serious. Shawn, you mentioned yesterday, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw the same reports. The guys betting like $1 million on the Chargers money line when they were up 30-0 on the Jags or whatever it was. There are people out there that really do this. Do not be one of these people because there is a chance it doesn't cash. Tito, I just showed you with the Undertaker. Like, people are people are saying the same thing as you. This is 100% certainty he cannot lose. He lost.
Old T-Pain sent me a message and he said, well, what if there's $1 million on this bet? The WWE can change the script right then to make the money. It can happen. A phone call, they change it. Who wins the outcome?
I'm not going to change the outcome. Roman Reigns it's a totally different situation. Even from the Undertaker Brock Lesnar, it's a totally different situation. We already probably spent too much time on WWE today, so let's just move on.
WWE.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to. I really wanted to break down that topic of like it's not a wrestling thing. This is because Shawn, I don't know if you had a similar situation early in your betting career. I would see those lines on something that's minus 5,000 or minus 10,000. Say, oh, I can throw a few dozen $1,000 together or whatever and make a quick buck. Some people actually do that, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it normal to have those thoughts?
It was when I was beginning at gambling for sure, but yeah, it's a terrible idea. It's a way to get in huge debt that you don't want to lay those odds ever because there's no value in what you're winning.
Right.
Well, and to your point, that's why I'm not a betting guy. I'm not a betting man. I'm telling you WWE takes. I'm giving you because WWE is a bettable thing now. And so I would never ever bet on Roman Reigns to win because there is zero value there. Why would I bet $100 just to win? What would it be? $5? Is that what if I were to bet $100 on a negative 5,000, what would I end up getting? $105?
Even less than that, I think.
I mean, there's no value there. I mean, I would never do that personally because there's no value. That's why you got to look for the spreads where you're getting points or you're getting pluses. And that's where I would try to make my money. I wouldn't make my money by saying, "Oh, Roman Reigns is going to win, and here's $10 and give me 5 cents." That would make no sense to me. So
yeah, I like the insight though. Roman Reigns is going to win. Is he going to face somebody at WrestleMania or something? You already know that.
Yeah, he's going to be facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. There was a rumor it was going to be The Rock because they're both from the Samoan heritage, and then The Rock is affiliated with Roman Reigns' family, and so that would be like, and it's in Inglewood, it's in Hollywood, so Rock is a famous movie star. Rock's going to go and give him the honors, and Roman Reigns is going to be this. Roman Reigns is this mega star already. I mean, he came back from leukemia. He beat leukemia again. I mean, this guy is just he's the new Rock. That's who he is, and that's who he's going to be. And there's no chance that Kevin Owens is this guy that's just a standard wrestler. He's not anything to go home about. Kevin Owens is not going to main event WrestleMania. There's no chance of that happening. It's Roman Reigns that's going to main event WrestleMania, and that's in 2 months. There's no chance that Roman Reigns loses to Kevin Owens.
The only thing I would stop you with is Roman Reigns is not the new Rock. No one's the people's champ like The Rock was.
You don't even watch wrestling anymore, so that's an ignorant statement for you to say.
The Rock does.
Terrible take. What a
I
horrible
don't even
take by
need to
this
watch
guy.
it.
He's
I
trying
don't
to
even need
talk
to watch
wrestling
it.
with LS Double D. Hot Smoke doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to go down, deliver the TKO on him, and he can keep on talking his nonsense about who The Rock is and who The Rock isn't. Get out of here with that take.
It's a great take, and you know that Roman Reigns is not comparable to The Rock at all.
Totally same thing. Totally the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna move on here. Now we are getting to the wrestling talk and not just the responsible gambling talk too much. But Tito, so you have 4 bets in the Royal Rumble. You have 2 bets on the Eagles games already in. If you've missed those, go back and watch our previous videos. Remember, if you're watching this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. It very much helps the cause. So Tito, you definitely have the honors after last night. Do you have any bets to throw on tonight and try to extend your winning streak?
Yeah, I do. You know, some fans are out there sharpshooting us. Where's the NBA? Where's the NBA bets? You know, I know there was a domesticated dad that gave some bets for golf. I don't really know a lot about golf and these bets, so feel free to look at our comments from last night's video on some bets for golf and where to play, and even giving some stars. That's pretty impressive for some of our fans. So appreciate that. But we're going to go to the NBA tonight, baby. We're going to go a little late night action. I know Eric's going to be excited about this one. He'll be watching with me. I'll be texting him throughout the night. We're going to go to Phoenix, the Suns, baby. Oh, it's going to be great. Sir Charles and, Dan Barley and Kevin Johnson. They're not playing tonight. But Devin Booker, hurt. He's not in. He's out. Ayton, he's out. They're depleted. They're terrible right now. They've lost the last 3 games. But guess who hasn't? The Dallas Mavericks, baby. Mark Cuban's team. What is his name? Luka Doncic, or whatever you want to call him. He's on fire right now. They're getting 1.5 points. They're going into Phoenix. Home court advantage does not matter in the NBA. I like Luka. I like the Mavs. Getting 1.5 points. They're going to go in and win outright, but they're going to get the 1.5, and they're going to be able to go and get themselves right and get back into the playoff hunt and mark it down. Two-star play.
I'll go against him for a 2-star play.
Yes. All right.
The Suns have actually won 4 games in a row.
Regression time. That's exactly what I was going to say. Regression time. Here it is. Luka's going to go in, gonna slap them around a little bit.
1 odds here that he loses this game.
2-star play. Take the 1.5 points. Suns are going down tonight to the Mavs.
All right, we got a crossfire right there. 2 stars for Tito on the Mavs, plus 1.5. Shawn coming right back at him. 2 stars on the Suns, minus 1.5. Tito, anything else, or is that it?
I could go in. You know what I'm going to do for you boys, though? I could go into my CYC action. I'm going to post a video separate to this thread about my CYC plays for this weekend. I got some handicaps. I got some stats to back it up, but we'll do that on a separate video after this video is published tonight.
Sounds good to me. More content. All right, Shawn, 14-11 plus 350. What do you have for us?
I got a lot of games.
All right, I'm ready.
We're going to go with the Wagner under 124. Merrimack under 119.5.
Wait, Merrimack Community College?
Yep.
No, so Merrimack.
The Magic.
It ends with MACK, I believe, right?
Yes, they're playing Central
Connecticut or something?
Connecticut State.
All right, what was your bet again? I'm sorry. Merrimack what?
Under 119.5.
All right.
Moorhead under 142. Marshall over 149.
Woof.
And Fairleigh under 151.5.
Fairleigh Dickinson? He doesn't even know. Look at him.
Yes, Fairleigh Dickinson. They're playing
Under
St. Francis, PA.
Where does PA stand for?
I guess Pennsylvania. I don't know.
That is correct.
I know a lot about Pennsylvania. That's great. How is Joe Paterno?
And then we're gonna go with Rice -1. These are all 1-star plays, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Did you learn your lesson last night, baby? Don't do this again to yourself.
Hey, you don't have to interject every time I'm talking.
This is Tito's show, baby. Ain't no last night. I'll interject whenever I want to interject.
Iowa +2.5. San Diego +3.
Slow down.
San Diego, just San Diego, right? Not San Diego State.
San Diego, yes, just San Diego.
All right.
And then
I
We're
thought
gonna go-
Arizona with the degenerate plays.
we're
This
gonna
is
go with
terrible.
Michigan for a 2-star play plus 5.5.
Yes, I'm on that with you. I can't wait. All right.
You know, I looked at that play last night. I was gonna bet that one, but then I knew that some super sharpie Shawn was gonna be on it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay away from that one tonight.
Go against us, baby.
No, that's okay. I embarrassed you both enough last night. I'm gonna give you guys a night off, and we'll come back to it tomorrow.
All right. Quick recap, Shawn.
So
I'm gonna-
9 games.
I'm going to rattle them off. Just make sure we're on the same page. 2 stars on the Suns, minus 1.5, going against Tito. Then the rest are 1-star plays until we get to the last one. Wagner, under 124. Merrimack, under 119.5. Moorhead, under 142. Marshall, over 149. Fairleigh Dickinson, under 151.5. Then you got Rice, minus 1. Iowa, plus 2.5. San Diego, plus 3. And the 2-star play on the Michigan Wolverines at plus 5.5.
Yes, sir.
All good. All
Yep.
good to go. All right. So Tito, you're just gonna sit back. You're not gonna fire back at us.
Not today.
All right. I'm up next.
Come on.
I'm not
Give
sure
me
I
a
want
break.
that smoke tonight. Yeah, I don't want it. I'm taking it easy tonight. I'm 7-11, minus 741. Again, my pending plays. I got the under in the NFC title game, 46.5. Djokovic to win the Australian Open, a minus 110, his semifinals tonight. I have 2 picks tonight. One in college hoops, 8 p.m. Central. I agree with you, Shawn. I think number 1's in trouble. Purdue's going down. Thought about money line, but I'm like, no, let's just not after last night. Let's just do the spread. We'll take the Wolverines plus 5.5. Purdue's 5-12 against the spread as a favorite this season. Michigan needs this one really bad. We're going Wolverines, 1-star play. And one soccer bet tomorrow in the Bundesliga at 1:30 Central.
Bundes.
God, I just love saying that name. RB Leipzig at home against Stuttgart. We're taking both teams to score. You might see it as BTTS at your book. Minus 120 on DraftKings. Both teams have scored in 5 straight league games for Leipzig and 8 of the last 9. Good data for Stuttgart, too. This bet's 10-3 in their last 13 league games. Again, both teams to score at minus 20, 1-star play. I know you want to go against me on that one, Tito.
No, that sounds too good to be true. It's both teams will score. I don't see any play or edge there. So we're gonna let you play and see how you do tomorrow.
All right, guys.
So,
go ahead.
little NFL talk. We had Nathaniel Hackett was hired by the Jets as OC. So now all the talking heads can talk about Will Rogers go to the Jets. This is where we get all off season now. And then also Frank Wright went to the Panthers, head coach.
Did he really? I missed that today. Wow.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
I think he's a good coach. I think just things that didn't break right for him this year, especially. They just had this weird quarterback situation in Indianapolis the last few years.
Well, inside information says he wanted Wentz in Indy. That was his guy from Philly. So that's why he got the boot. Wentz didn't work out. You know, it makes sense.
Dug his own grave on that one.
Yeah.
Tito, anything else? This is your victory lap here on this show today. Any final words before we wrap it up?
You know, I came into this show, I was all excited. I was going to be glowing the entire day. I told you guys to be prepared. Shawn had to get super serious with a really, really important topic, which I really, really appreciate. And, you know, I'm not really happy with my takes today. But you know what? Tomorrow, South City Zebra, be ready because, man, I'm going to be unbearable again tomorrow. If you thought today was bad at the beginning, tomorrow's going to be even worse for you, sir. I'll be surprised if he even shows up, to be honest with you boys. But, you know, look for my hot, steamy 8th grade plays tonight related to basketball, CYC. It's going to be at Our Lady of Sorrows tomorrow night. I know that the Zebra's going to be calling some action. But you know what, guys? I hope you guys have a good evening. I'm going to give you guys a break.
I didn't think
you
you
win.
I didn't think you were unbearable today. I thought this was probably your least unbearable show.
Well, yeah, because you had to get super serious. I was going to be unbearable, but my unbearableness is going to have to wait till tomorrow because you had to get super serious. But in all seriousness, great show today by you guys. It was a great show by me, yours truly. This was Tito time. And guess what? Look for a video a little bit later on discussing CYC action. And boys, let's pick it up a notch tomorrow. Let's get ready for our guest. and let's hold this zebra accountable because he doesn't call it both ways. He likes to stick it to people. So let's go.
Now,
Sound City
is he gonna pick against us? Is he gonna come on the show and say I'm picking against Tito or Eric or me?
Apparently, I don't know this to be certain, but apparently he's got some obscure play that I'll be ready for. So I'll pick up the slack for you boys. Don't worry about it. I kind of have a hedge. I have an insider that knows what he's going to be playing, and so I've done some research, and he's going down, and so yeah, don't worry about it. I'll pick against him. If he has some other plays, he might throw some shade the other way, but it'll be probably solely focused on me. He'll be ridiculing me a lot tomorrow, but I'm ready for it.
I was
boys.
just wondering for the fan of the week if we're gonna be having, if that's still the platform, the host is gonna come on or guest is gonna come on and go against a host. Is that kind of what we're gonna do with the plays, the picks?
Oh yeah, yep. That's the play. That's what we're gonna be doing. Things got adjusted this week because the zebra came after me after my toilet take, and so we wanted to give him the option to come on and meet his maker, and that's what he's gonna see tomorrow, baby.
I can't wait for that. South City Zebra on the show tomorrow. Guys, I really did enjoy the show today. I like the mix of the serious and the grab ass as well. My apologies for the technical difficulties. As Mike Martz would say, shoot, we'll fix that. That is going to wrap it up today. Please hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Post a comment on our videos. We can chat with you there. Hit the notification bell so you can get our videos as soon as we post them. And again, you can get the show now on SoundCloud. Just go to soundcloud.com/domesticated gamblers. You can also find us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. For Shawn, for Tito, I'm Eric. This has been Domesticated Gamblers. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Let's cash.